during the beginning.
Welcome everyone to Nat20Hot. So great to see so many new people here in the chat. We're thrilled to be here. We are a D&D stream for the kids. We are doing this for Extra Life, which is a foundation of America's Children's Hospitals. If you are interested, do drop a donation in the chat, which is in the link is in the chat right now. Every dollar goes towards helping children around the country get healthcare that they need in a country with a broken healthcare system. So we are very grateful for every dollar cent that you give us, and we'll be fundraising all year round. But tonight, we resume with our brave party of adventurers who will be here with us in just a moment. When we last left our heroes, who are in need of a name for what it's worth, they had taken up residence in Beaumont's Rest for some rest and relaxation, as well as the bearing of souls, because Willem has confided in the group his unfortunate upbringing, that his parents had made a deal with a coven to have him, and ended up murdered and their home burned down as retribution from angry townsfolk who rejected an abomination such as Willem. Now, Willem fears that the coven has come to collect on his family's debt. But he has also shared a rumor that is on everyone's lips in Westwatch that Chief Samuel Bertrand had taken a nasty tumble the night prior. They made an inquiry to Lady Talia Beaumont, the owner of the Rest, with regard to Galen Redwyne, the enigmatic owner of Redwyne Trading Company, as they're under the impression that Chief Bertram just hasn't been the same since Redwyne came to town. Still, nobody about town has anything but kind things to say about the merchant leader. And now they even went to go visit the sick Chief Bertram himself. Detecting an obvious enchantment around the chief, the party suspects that his loony attitude and general forgetfulness is more than meets the eye. But Bertram is happy enough to send them on their way with a goblin key that could open any door and a certification that he is quite fine. Deciding to pull on the Redwyne thread, our party pays a visit to his still under construction merchant hall and are quickly ushered out by a trio of workers and bodyguards alike. Though one young man, Newt, took a shine to Branwen and invited her back for an after-hours tour. Now, where we last left the night in question, Newt is ushering you, Branwen, toward the door on the eastern side of Redwyne's grand entry hall. And as the door opened, you found your vision blocked by a trio of thick, brooding individuals. The middle individual, who had kicked you out earlier just that same day, smiles and stands above you. Out for a midnight stroll, eh?
Yeah,
What brings you
you
here?
gave me time to plan this and I didn't.
I'll give you a moment to
Let's start
collect
with.
your thoughts and kind of feel
Oh
out the
no, let's just
situation.
fucking run with it, man. Yeah, no, what are you guys doing here? I thought it was just gonna be the two of us, but I mean,
Yeah.
I was a party.
I mean, you're lucky that your pal Newt here let us know you were coming. Certainly wouldn't wanted to have let you go without a proper tour. And with that, the kind of lumbering guardsmen make their way out of the narrow door frame and they kind of duck to avoid the banister. And they put a very
Oh my god,
heavy
they're that
hand.
tall.
They are quite tall. And they put a very heavy hand on Newt's shoulder and kind of pull him in nice and close, wrap their arms around him. And he kind of starts to sheepishly avoid eye contact with you. And he goes,
Oh
our
my
boy
god, he
Newt here
actually
told us everything.
knew, and a single tear rolls down my face. I thought we had something.
I'm sorry, they're so, they run a tight ship around here. I can't, they told me to invite you back here, see what you were up to. They want to know what you want with Redwyne.
Oh, I literally just want to know what his deal is.
His deal is that he's the best merchant in all of Westwatch, and he's brought peace and prosperity to these lands in a time of dire uncertainty. What else is there to know?
How'd he do it?
kind of question is that? He's a merchant. He trades things. He buys things. He sells things. He buys them from
No,
the
but
right
like,
people, sells them to other people.
so, but how do you get Bertram out of the way? That's what I want to know. I
Bertram
smile at them.
is a great fan of Lord Redwyne, and is a very fond of the work that he's done for our fair city.
Insight check. Are they full of shit? That's not terrible. 17.
You get the sense that these people believe every word they're saying.
Hmm. Are you guys like high up in this whole organization? I'm assuming no, right? If you got the night shift?
We don't have the night shift. We're here because we knew that you would be here.
Yeah, so easy pickings. Who's who's the important people around here? Because it can't be you guys. Look at you.
Suggest you mind your tongue. Redwyne isn't a violent man. That's why he pays us. That's why we're here.
I mean, I'd love to talk to him if I had the chance. He's pretty fun.
He has no business dealing with you unless you can offer him something in exchange.
But what would you get the man that has everything?
Quick pause to what's happening with Branwen as we pull out to outside the red wine trading company. It is the dead of night. The moon is high in the sky, and our remaining trio, Willem, Randy, and Dunk, sit outside, hearing an upcoming chatter of town guardsmen rounding the corner.
I'm gonna make myself scarce by
Yeah,
hiding wherever I can.
we should hide, perhaps.
Yeah.
Also, you're like 9 feet tall, so good luck.
Are there bushes? Is there maybe a large barrel around?
There are a number of crates, wagons, barrels. There's also other buildings around, but given the construction on the facility, there is a large number of kind of open crates and boxes, shipments that were previously used for deliveries available for you to attempt to hide behind if you'd like to.
I would like to do that and kind of keep a little eye out.
I will do the same, but I'm going to try really hard to get a good look at one of the guards for reasons that will become clear shortly.
I guess we don't know what red wine looks like, do we?
You don't know what red wine looks like, and if you are attempting to hide, I will have you all make stealth checks.
I'm on the lookout for anyone who looks like he could be red wine. A little fancy.
I got an 11.
23.
14.
Stealthy dunk.
Yeah.
Stealthy dunk, indeed. A stealthy dunk can also like shrink down to the size of
Yeah. I can fit into a. Without squeezing, I can move through and stop in a space large enough for a small creature.
It is
You're
very
like an
impressive.
octopus.
Can you imagine how terrifying to see that would be?
Yeah, that's pretty absurd, actually, given
Like
what
he
we
just
know your
goes
size to be.
completely. He's like an octopus, you know, when they go through like the whole like that big, but like really they're huge.
Where do your bones go?
Yeah, does he have? Does he
Would
have?
you like to know?
So you all will first, Willem, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
That's in that one.
So as the two watchmen round the corner, you are able to, note that they have shadows and masculine figures. But beyond that, you're not able to see anything from beyond your hiding space. And as they kind of carry torches, some long shadows cast upon the streets in different directions. And miraculously, each of you is able to stay out of view of their vision as they walk through the streets and kind of mingle amongst themselves. One of them kind of looking to the other and says, "Hey, when we draw the short straw, why do we always get night watch? Makes no damn sense." And they kind of walk on past.
One of them's like, "Shall we gather for whiskey and cigars tonight?" That's a Dishonored joke for all you Dishonored heads.
Mm.
Cool.
Very good.
Thanks, Steph.
Whoever said that
Anything
women are
else? Anything else from the folks outside?
Nope. I'm just gonna kind of keep waiting. Just looking.
Oh,
Just waiting.
I turn to Dunk and Randy, and I'm like, just so you guys know, I can do this thing where I will. I have the potential to assume the shape of one of those guards. It's almost as if I could use the disguise self spell.
Oh.
Mm.
I could also disguise myself as Chief Bertram or really anybody else. Just like
All right, man.
if,
Yeah.
if we want to do that at any point. Just saying.
No, that's. Thanks for telling us, man.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Branwyn, what you doing?
Sorry, I just opened a thing and now my internet hates me. I am going to lean against the wall casually, and say, how's business affected by all the crazy shit that's going on in the mountains?
Lord Redwyne is more than capable of handling unknown circumstances. That's why he's able to build and prosper in a time like this when things are so uncertain.
Well, if he'd like to be more certain about it, that's what I could offer in exchange for talking to him.
What do you mean?
I mean that I'm currently working on figuring out what is going on in the woods and hopefully putting a stop to all the weird creatures that keep showing up.
They kind of roll their shoulders back, and one of them looks a little uneasy. And they say, "Yeah, that actually might be good. Why don't you two join us in here?" And they kind of step out of the way and usher you into the long hall that they had been blocking.
Go in.
You walk in freely. Newt is kind of pulled in forcibly, and the two doors kind of shut behind you, while the larger gentleman of the three pulls Newt over to one of the nearby barrels and kind of like shoves him up against them. And he says, turns to you, Branwyn. He says, "Tell us what you know."
I mean, not much so far. Currently working on it. I go through my mental notes that I've taken.
Mm-hmm.
We think that some of the creatures are being summoned by people in the mountains. And that...
The mountains, you say?
Yes. And that it's connected to some kind of smuggling operation, which I was thinking that maybe you guys would know about.
Smuggling?
Yes.
Really is so hard to find good help these days. But Newt here, they kind of grab him with both shoulders. Says, he really is one of the best. He brings us all the rats. And he takes a big cleaver out from his hand and he places Newt's hand down on the barrel and chops off 3 of his fingers. As Newt's screaming and writhing in pain, he pulls the cleaver up towards you. He says, "You don't know anything about that. Well, you might end up with fewer than him."
All right. So the summoning? Thoughts about that?
Summoning?
Creatures? Surf and turf turkeys?
I don't know what you're talking about. Meanwhile, Newt is just
Insight
writhing in pain on the floor, just grabbing his hand. Blood is pouring
Oh,
everywhere.
I'm not looking at Newt at all.
You can roll an insight check.
14.
They have no idea what you're talking about, but make a perception check.
Beep, 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 beep. Where's my character sheet? Oh, God. Oh, shit, this is good. 22.
You keenly notice with your heightened senses in this very tense situation that the two individuals who had been with the large gentleman and closed the doors behind you are now very close over your shoulder, hands on their weapons. You sense they're starting to kind of close in around you. The individual in front of you goes, I don't know anything about no summoning, but if we're hoping
wait.
to avoid another workplace accident, he kind of looks down at Newt and goes, you should leave now. And
For the
don't come
record,
back.
I don't have any problem with whatever business you're doing. But one of your people also, I have more information about one of your people. Girl by the name of Erica.
Oh, no, Erica.
Well, if you happened to know an Erica and maybe forgot her name, she's currently missing an arm out in the woods because of those summoned creatures.
I don't know what
The
you're
summoned
talking
creatures,
about.
which I'm
And it
trying to get rid
sounds
of,
like you
and are
also
probably putting
are
the operation
interested.
in danger.
Sounds like you're also interested in losing an arm. And he kind of nods his head, and the two individuals come from
really.
behind you and grab, and I'll have you roll a strength check.
Instead of doing that, I'm going to face step away from them.
Any saves there? Or is it
No,
just a
it's
spell that
basically
you're casting?
I basically misty step.
All right. You
And
may
I
do
go to a
that.
point where I can see, is there a window in here?
There is a window. The windows on either side, like that kind of flank the long hall, are actually floor to ceiling windows upon the entire eastern wall, as well as in the facing the street where your companions are outside. But they are laced with like paper and cloth to keep the folks from looking in, as the room is actually like quite under construction. You get the sense that this is a room that's used for storage. So there's a lot of barrels and crates kind of scattered about. So
Yeah, I'm gonna face step over to one of the windows.
you do that, and I will have everyone roll initiative as the individuals from behind you kind of go to grab you, and their hands kind of fall on air as you end up
Go, zoop.
face
that over
stepped
here?
across the room.
You can move me. I don't know where the windows are.
Sure.
Nat 20.
Where did your
23.
Where did your little character go?
I'm right here.
Oh, there you are. No, you're in this room.
Also,
17.
Oh,
about 3 damage of fire erupts from me where I end up.
oh, what the?
Got a 12.
Oh, we're over there. Okay.
Yeah, well, you misty or you face stepped over there.
I don't know if we're muted, but someone in the chat said, "Let's go, Branwyn."
Yes!
Let's go, Brandwin.
Oh my god.
Let's go, Brandwin. All
Can I
right.
have gone to the window over here where it'd be harder for them to get me?
Sure. You can move your character over to wherever you think you might have ended up.
Yeah. Or
Rip.
All
No.
right. So, what did you say? So, Brandwin, what's your initiative?
Oh shit, I forgot to roll that. 19.
19. Okay. Willem,
17.
Randy, Randall,
Randy.
12.
12, and Dunk.
23.
Hold on one second.
Yes.
So for folks who are outside, you will miss. Well, no matter what, you will miss a round of combat. At least one, depending on what you choose to do. But I do believe, Willem, you are listening into this conversation because of your tooth.
Oh yeah.
You planted a tooth on me, you dirty
I
bastard.
believe it was consensual. We had a
It was a
conversation.
consensual
I
tooth
don't
plant,
remember
yeah.
Was it?
Consensual too.
I was remote viewing the whole situation, and I turned to the boys and said,
That's so messed up.
"Well, looks like shit's going south. We better do something."
Let's see here. They rolled very poorly, so it is Branwen's turn. You're at that window.
Oh, beans on toast. All right, fellas. I think you're being really unreasonable here. And you shouldn't really grab anybody unless they, like, are cool with it. So can we come to some sort of arrangement? Because I don't want to fight you guys. And you know that I could help you in some way.
The captain that you've been dealing with the most kind of has his sword half drawn and goes, "I need no help from the likes of elves." He draws his sword out.
Oh,
And are you using your action to beg for mercy,
I'm-
or?
well, I'm hoping that was just a free action for talking.
It is a free action.
But I'm going to hold my action for when one of them tries to attack me in a way that causes damage.
Okay. Well, the first
just-
individual.
yeah.
The first individual is going to careen around the boxes in the direction of you and take a swing at
that's
you.
Well, if he's taking a swing at me, then that triggers my action and I go.
You go. Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I stab him.
Roll to hit.
Oh, beans on toast. 11.
That does not hit.
That's a lot of beans.
So he is going to swing with his sword, and are you hit by
Ow.
a 14?
I am not. I parry it away. My AC is 15.
Well done. Are you going to do anything with your bonus action or use movement at all?
I am going to look really casual and be like, "Come on, y'all, be reasonable."
It just
Be
is
reasonable.
on.
The other individual is going to wrap around from the opposite direction, and this is the captain who you've been dealing with, so he is not thrilled with you, and is going to attempt to swing his long sword at you. And are you hit by a 17? Yes, you are.
We're just normal men.
What?
We're just innocent men. No.
And that is going to be 4 damage.
Ow!
The final one is going to come up alongside his companion, take one more swing at you with his longsword, but that does not hit. And at that
I
moment,
carry that one away.
you parry it away deftly with your rapier. And at that moment, your companions from outside burst into the chamber, through the grand entryway and into the long hall. And it is Dunk's turn. You enter the long hall and find your companion Branwen surrounded on all 3 sides by a trio of human and orc bodyguards. What do you do?
Muted. I am going to run in. Am I within 30 feet of them? I can't quite.
You have spent your turn getting into the room, so if you observe the owlbear, I will say you've all made it to the doorway, and are
I would
able
like
to
to
kind of
go-
enter the room.
I want to go the other way.
You can place your character wherever you'd like.
Yeah, you guys both sprint inside, and I just start walking the other direction.
Okay.
Cool guy,
So-
Randy.
What are you doing with your turn, Dunk?
So I spend my turn like getting here. You said
You've
Or-
spent your turn getting here. Like that was your
Oh.
previous turn. Now you are in the.
Oh, okay. Now I'm in here. All right. Well, I am going to just go straight for the nearest guy and start swinging.
All right, please do.
So wait, shouldn't the guys be over by me?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, then I'm over here.
All right. Let's see. Does a
I
10
waved to
hit?
Randy outside the window.
Does a 10 hit?
10 does not hit.
Darn.
Will you be
Is it
doing
going
anything
to
else
have-
with your turn?
Nope.
Right on.
I don't-
All right. It is now Willem's turn.
Cool. Am I within, or I can get within 30 feet of them? Yep.
You can, yes. You're standing in the doorway. You can get up as close as you'd like to any of them.
Do any of them look more menacing than the other?
Yes, the most menacing of the three is standing directly in front of Branwen.
Okay. I am going to walk myself in there. There's somebody over here. Out like on the close ends of the crates where I moved my guy next to.
That is Newt, who is writhing in agony,
Okay.
having
I
had his
will-
fingers chopped off.
Gotcha. I will ignore Newt, and at the most menacing one, I will cast Hex.
Okay.
Important question about the most menacing one. Is he hot?
Oh, good question. He's 14 out of 20.
Oh shit! Good
Yeah.
for him.
He's a good-looking guy.
All right, we need to make one of them live, so let's have it be this one.
Okay. Oh, I just realized also that Hex is a bonus action, so if you will permit me, I'd like to get up and hit the guy I just hexed, or attempt to.
Please do.
All right. Rolling to hit. That's a nat 1.
You take your
Oh, we're
moon
so
touch
like
sword, and a moon touch sword. Don't you have advantage at night?
No. I
Okay.
don't think so.
Wait. He gets advantage because we are flanking that one dude.
That is true.
All right. I'll take it. And that's a significantly better roll. Is he hit by a 14?
He is not. Your moon touch sword clangs against his armor as he kind of looks over his shoulder. He goes, "You brought friends to your date."
Also, I forgot that I have advantage for being for flanking. Could I retcon an advantaged swing of my axe?
Sure. For I am a merciful man.
So a dirty 20, I guess. It's
That does hit.
what is it? D12. Oh, go away. So that is 7 damage.
Terrific. You take your heavy axe and swing it down at the individual in front of you and cut into his shoulder as he kind of pulls away, wincing in pain, and you deal 7 damage. Are you doing anything else with your turn, Willem? Using any movement or anything of that nature?
I am not.
All right. It is now Branwen's turn.
In response to saying that I brought friends, I'm like, he also brought friends. And I stab I'll stab at El Capitan with advantage because he is flanked. And that is a 16.
16 does not hit.
Are you
force.
kidding me?
Sorry?
Is this man's AC like 28?
He's wearing half plate.
What?
Your rapier glances off of his armor in spectacular fashion as he kind of snickers at you as you deflect off of your armor. Are you doing anything else with
Come
your
on,
turn?
man. Oh.
It is now Randy's turn.
From outside, does it look like they've noticed me on the other side of the glass?
They have not noticed you. Your compatriots have, but the
That was a
guardsmen
seven.
have not.
Can this be a surprise?
One moment. You rolled a 17?
Yes. Does that hit?
That does hit.
Yes. I had a charisma instead of dex. Woo! Okay.
Apologies, Randy. We'll get to your turn in a moment.
I stab him. And I'm gonna do
Roll
a
for
defensive
hit for
flourish,
damage.
so I do it d6 of extra damage. Which is gonna
Okay.
be that's gonna be a total of 14 damage. And then I add 6 to my AC for the next round.
Wow. All right. Your rapier, instead of deflecting off of his armor, manages to get in between, just between his shoulder and his arm, like into his armpit, and stab clean through it. And you pull back, and he's and then he readies his sword for another hit against you. As it is now Randy's turn.
This is the half plate guy who was just hit.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of leisurely position myself, take a swig of my
Take a
flask,
sure.
and then I'm gonna take my fingers and kind of go. I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt through the window on this same guy.
So the window is partially obstructed due to paper and cloth that cover it. So I will say that this attack happens at disadvantage.
Is there anyone who I can clearly see?
You can see Branwyn through a hole in the paper.
All right. Well, I guess I'll take the disadvantage then, instead of hitting Branwyn on purpose.
Well, once he goes through the window this once, then it'll be broken, right?
It is true.
Does going through the window also count as a surprise attack, canceling
It
out the
does.
disadvantage?
So it cancels out the disadvantage.
But we also have advantage because we're flanking him, so really...
Oh,
You have a normal roll.
yeah.
When did you guys read the rules?
We'd learn the rules eventually.
All right, maybe 17.
That hits.
Let's go. I'm gonna do 5d6 damage.
What?
Yeah, Guiding Bolt's insane. I don't really
What
get
It
it.
is. It's a very good low-level spell.
If you can, I'm casting it at second,
Oh no.
so it does 5d6 instead of 46. 17 damage.
All right. That's a lot of damage. You fire a guiding bolt as the glass shatters around you, and the glass shatters around you, shimmering the party and the companions and your companions and your enemies inside with broken glass, as they all look up in shock at the Goliath standing outside in the night sky. And are you doing anything else with your turn?
I'm standing like this. I take the shot, and then I kind of go.
Another one. As it is now, the hobgoblin closest, or orc/human closest to Dunk, who's going to whirl around the individual who just stabbed him or sliced at him with an axe into his shoulder and roll to hit. And I assume you are hit by a 21. And that
He's
will
not,
be...
though.
He is
Because
wielding it.
I'm going to cast Silvery Barbs, use my reaction, so they have to re-roll that and take the lower roll.
Okay.
Just because I'm feeling cocky this turn.
Well, that's still a 19 to hit.
Oh, shit!
And he is going to roll, he's going to swing with two hands, the big fellow in front of him, and that is 6 damage.
You said 6?
6, yes.
I tried to trip him up with my
Ouchie.
sword and
Oh,
it didn't work.
It's the thought that counts.
You'll get him
It
back
is
to
now
that.
the captain's turn, and they are going to attempt to swing at you, Branwen, as they are right in front of you. But given your additional armor, they are unable to land a blow against you as they kind of fling at you with their long sword one-handed, and it glances off of your armor.
Oh, I know. I'm just parrying away. When I'm doing the defensive flourish, I'm just parrying everything like crazy. It looks sick as hell.
He takes multiple cuts with his long sword, and you easily and seamlessly deftly knock them away with your significantly smaller rapier. And it is now
Almost like this was my job at one point.
That's right. And it is going to be the final guardsman's turn, and they're going to turn to you, Willem, and attempt to strike you with their long sword. And are you hit by a 15?
I am not.
Wowzers. Well, all right. The guardsmen, becoming increasingly frustrated, kind of look at one another and say, "Close in on the leader," as they start to get closer and closer to Branwen. And it is now Dunk's turn.
How offended is Willem?
Not Nolan's offended, but Willem's not offended.
All right. I'm just gonna keep swinging at the same guy. Dice. Am I still flanking? Let me see. I am still flanking. Swing and a miss.
Sorry. Branwen.
I go for El Capitan again. Beans on toast. That one's gonna be a miss. That is a 14.
That does not hit.
Beans.
He, as you have just been deflecting each blow and parrying it off with your rapier, he too kind of chucks his long sword with his mighty fist and arm and just casually parries your rapier to the side as though it were nothing. And it is now Willem's turn.
Gonna swing at him. We still have advantage.
You do.
15.
That hits.
Yeah, buddy. All right. I am doing 1d8 plus 6 damage, which would be 7 plus 6, 13 damage, plus an extra 1d6 of necrotic damage from the hex, and it's a 6, so 19 damage.
How would you like to kill this individual in front of you?
Slice his fucking head off.
You take your moon touch sword and you slice it deftly across his neck as it slits his throat right down the middle. And before this individual is even able to deal a blow against any of you, his head sloughs off to the side as he topples back towards Branwen and into the captain's eye line, and he goes and growls at each of you. And it is now the other guardsman's turn.
I would like to also say, who's the leader now.
The other guardsman is going to attempt to swing at you again, Dunk. And that is another 19 to hit.
Just innocent men.
And he is going to roll a very paltry 2 for damage. But since he still has his captain flanking him on the side, he is going to take a martial advantage and deal an additional damage of
That's
10
so
with his longsword.
Total?
12 total.
That is a spicy meatball.
Yeah, that was spicy.
And it is now your turn.
Spicy.
Nope, it is the captain's turn. I apologize. And they are going to attempt to stab at Branwen. And that is a 21 to hit.
Reaction to silvery barbs again, and I wink at him.
Is there a save for silvery barbs?
Mm-mm.
Or they just have to roll again?
I just have to roll again and take the lower.
She's
Dirty
burning
20.
20. Maybe.
Wait,
It's a
what?
dirty 20.
Oh my god.
And they are going to...
Is he at least like slightly affected by my wing?
He was not. In fact, it makes him
No!
angry as well. And that is 9 damage.
I don't know what.
And he too will use his martial advantage.
He could have had
Um,
something.
Oh, he's rolling very poorly.
Good.
7 additional damage.
Oh no.
And
Oh,
it is
beans.
now Dunk's turn.
All right. We're gonna swing and we're gonna do better this time. I guess at the one that just hit me.
Okay.
Oh wait, advantage. Okay, good. Oh god. 13.
That does not hit, I'm afraid.
Not hit. Man.
Does not hit. You grow increasingly frustrated as you swing your battle axe to either side of him, and he's kind of deftly dodging you to the right and left, as it is Branwen's turn.
I'm feeling
Did you
a
skip
little
me?
Mr. Crimes. Oh,
Oh, I did skip you. I'm sorry, Randy. It is your turn.
I'd like to. Is this window? Can I step through it?
You can step through the window, yes. It is shattered to bits in lieu of your guiding bolt.
Am I able to like sneak past Branwen? I know she's like right in front of it, but
You can kind of force your way in to be next to her.
yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go like right here.
he crawled into the room like the girl from The Ring.
They are floor-to-ceiling windows, so you're in pretty easily.
Yeah, I just kind of walk in as I take another swig out of my flask, and I cough violently and cast Channel Divinity, and that can heal Dunk for 10 and heal Branwen for 10 as well.
Thank you.
Very nice. Well done. Are you doing anything else with your turn?
This guy to the up. Okay, which one's the captain?
The captain is the one immediately in front of Branwen. This guy.
Got it. Okay. I'm just gonna kind of stare him down, not do anything.
Okay. Now it is Branwen's turn.
Alright. I'm gonna give the captain another very charming smile, but then I'm going to point my sword at him, and I'm going to make him do a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, he's not very wise. Please hold. Okay.
I'm gonna be so embarrassed if he passes.
All right. What occurs on a failure?
Hold person, baby. And when he's up, I just
Describe.
give him a little boop on the nose with the very tip of my sword, and he is paralyzed.
He's like standing there, grimacing as he realizes he can no longer move.
Oh my god, and that's where.
And it is now Willem's turn.
Can I approach the other individual over here?
Sure.
As such? I will do that, and I will sort of stare him down and say, "Well, it's not looking too great. You want to surrender, or?"
As my captain breathes, so do I.
Yep, I'm gonna slash at him then. Do I have advantage?
You do, as you are flanking.
All right, hit by 17,
Indeed.
10 damage.
How would you like to do this?
Gonna do another slice across the neck.
Oh my god.
You threaten this individual with parley, the ability to surrender, and he gives you no quarter, so you deftly
give
slice
him no
across his
quarter.
neck and slumps down, and his head kind of even like tumbles into the gaping fireplace where a low ember is burning, and his hair starts to singe just a little bit.
I'd like to kick the head out a little bit because I seemingly persuaded by voices in my head would like to take some ears as trophies.
Got it. You do so. You kind of nudge the head deftly out of the flames.
Okay.
And Randy, I skipped your turn last turn, and it is now yours again.
You know what? I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm good at. I'm gonna keep healing. I'm gonna cast Prayer of Healing.
What's the prayer?
The prayer is, Jigal, I hope these guys get healthy. Oh, bad. Branwen, you can heal for 11.
Okay, I
That's pretty.
do not need any
great.
more healing.
Oh, okay.
I would say that's very good.
I thought you were a lot more injured than you were.
Oh, I was pretty bad for a second.
It is now the captain's turn, and do they have to make another wisdom saving throw to attempt to
I make
break
a
the spell?
And
Oh,
your turn.
hold on. Actually, everybody heals 11, not just Branwen.
Oh shit!
Ooh, nice.
Forgot Prayer of Healing is good.
Thanks, Daddy.
What did you say, Brandon?
I forget.
On the end of his
Well, he
turn,
makes
he makes wisdom
Yeah,
saving
at the end
throws.
of his turn.
Oh, well, he can't do anything with his turn, so he will attempt to break out of the spell. And he fails to do so, which brings us back to the top with Dunk. So all that remains is a held person captain.
All right. We're going to do this again. One more time.
Are you gonna try to attack him?
Yes. And
You have
that
advantage, as
is a
he
nat
is. There it is.
There it is.
Yes.
All right. Let's see. How much damage is that?
Dunk is technically a T-ball champion.
All it takes is one.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Hit a creature that is. Okay, so I also have surprise attack from my being a bugbear. If I hit a creature that has not taken a turn yet, its current wait, never mind.
It is
I thought it was
definitely taking a turn.
Yeah, I thought it was my bad. Anyway, so 12, 2, that is 27 damage.
How would you like to do this?
Oh my god.
This is going to be the third decapitation of the evening.
All right. Well, you take your mighty great axe and twist it above your head and swing down with one clean blow, and the captain's head tumbles onto the floor with a mighty thump and starts to roll down the hall, leaving a trail of blood as it descends down.
I noticed that
And then
Willem wanted the other head, so I'm gonna grab it and just kind of hand it to him if he wants it.
Hey,
All right.
Dunk.
I sort of
gonna ask
hold
you
the
a
head in
question.
my hands. Oh, Chris, sorry, you can go.
No. As you all exit combat, you're left with a very silent room and nothing but the faint whimpering of Newt at the, kind of tucked behind the boxes.
I let out a
And-
long sigh.
I sort of turn to Branwyn and say, "Well, you wanted somebody for questioning," and
Yeah, except I don't think he knows as much. And I go over to Newt.
also I chuck the head back to Duncan. I'm like, "This one's yours, brother."
Yee.
Can I try to find his fingers?
You want to find Newt's fingers?
Yeah.
They are lying on the floor next to him.
I want to pick up all three of them and kind of put them back on his hand.
He's holding his hand like this, and he's kind of pulling back. What are you doing, mate? What are you doing, mate? Come on now.
I don't say anything. I just kind of like, I'm just like taking the
He
fingers.
pulls
and,
his
like,
hand away and watches you.
Hey,
Can I
keep your
cast-
hand out, Newt. Come on, man.
Can I cast mending?
Mending only works on clothing and other things of that nature. It does not work on human flesh.
What is skin but nature's clothing?
In that case, I'm just gonna try to like.
Hey, it's called your birthday suit for a reason. Am I right?
This is a wound. Could I cure it?
You can attempt to cure the wound. I will have you make a medicine check to do so.
Even if I'm casting cure wounds,
Yes, for this
Okay.
particular purpose.
that's fair.
Surgery.
Oh shit. 14. But I have a +5 in medicine. I didn't realize.
You cast the spell, and the wounds begin to heal over, and Newt begins to kind of calm down, and a wave of reprise washes over him. And
I purposefully make the middle finger and the pinky finger switched.
well, unfortunately, the fingers do not reattach.
Oh.
They kind of tumble off of his hand to the floor, and while the wounds heal and they kind of stitch up in the skin, which is the clothing of the body, starts to come together over the knuckles, where this, kind of leaving some stubs in its place. And he feels a great deal of relief, but he does not have his fingers back.
Sorry, dude.
I pick up his fingers and toss them to Willem. Close enough?
Appreciate you. I appreciate you helping me. I'm sorry
I
about
don't
this, Branwyn.
appreciate you very much at all.
You don't understand. They made me say something. It's not my fault. It was all I could do to help myself and save my life and save my mother.
Cool story. Still tried to murder me. So what's the whole deal with the smuggling?
It was more like you talked yourself into getting murdered. They offered you an out.
I offered them
I'm
an
the
out.
one that was dealt the most pain here.
Okay. Anyway,
I look at
Smuggling.
the headless bodies to the side and say, "Well, not strictly."
Anyway, what's the deal with smuggling? Just answer our questions and we'll leave, and it'll be fine.
I don't know what you're talking about, smuggling.
Insight check. 12.
Doesn't know what you're talking about, smuggling.
All right. Where's the office?
There's tons of offices. I don't know what.
Don't fuck
What are you
with
looking
me. You know
for?
what office?
Redwyne?
I want. Yes.
It's upstairs. You can't miss
Right.
it. It's the biggest
Lead me
one
to
up
it.
there.
Lead me to it.
You want? What good am I? Just let me go home to me parents.
I'm still
I won't
doing
tell
that.
nobody. I won't tell nobody about you. Just let me go.
I went
Be
on a
no
date with you
problems.
and you brought me to a shady back room where 3 other grown men were waiting for me. How do you think that makes me feel, bud?
You bring up a decent point, but you don't understand. Those guys, they're here all the time. They're so violent. They make us work day and night. I didn't have a choice in the matter.
I sort of look around and I go, are we criminals now?
I
Now?
certainly would make it with all due haste to hide those bodies, or at least not come back here anytime soon. You've just committed murder on Lord Redwyne's property.
Well, I mean, it was kind of self-defense, but
Self-defense. Y'all were trespassing in the dead of night
yeah.
against
How
a
would you call it
nobleman.
entrapment, though?
Is Westwatch a castle doctrine town? Is it a stand your ground sort of situation?
It is not. It is
Okay.
not.
Then we're fine.
Well, you were trespassing against a friend of Chief Bertram, the entire town council, and someone who has been funding pretty much every venture for the last 2 years. Do you really think they're going to let you walk for killing 3 of his men?
Perhaps if we find proof of illegal activity. Otherwise, no.
All right.
No
Take me to
evidence
his
for you
office,
of
bud.
illegal activity. It's just upstairs.
Yeah, take me
Please.
there.
Ah,
I'd
Fine.
like to talk to
Newt?
Willem.
Yep.
Forgot your name. To Willem really quick.
Yep.
I say, hey, don't you think that maybe you should give his fingers back? It's really the least you can do. He lost his fingers, man. That's tough.
I sort of dangle the fingers like this, and I look at Newt and I'm like, you want these back?
yes, absolutely. Those are me fingers.
I mean, they're not attached to you, but sure. And I chuck them back.
I give him a knowing nod, and then I look back at Newt and I say, those are your fingers, man. Those are your fingers.
I don't know what that means, but thank you, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yes.
Should we open the second one of these now?
Yes. Newt kind of hobbles up. He goes, if you're giving me back my fingers, I'll take you upstairs. But that's as far as I take you. Let me go after that. Deal?
Fine. I think it's a given that you've never seen us before.
That's right. Never seen you in my life. Wouldn't know you from a hole in the wall.
That's also a very messed up thing to say to a woman.
I just don't understand. What do you think there's still a chance between us?
I just stare at him for a very long time with a completely straight.
Haven't said no, so I'm sure it's fine. And maybe there'll be a second date here at some point. Maybe. And he
I
kind of
just
starts
stare
to
at him
usher
and wait for
you.
him to start
He
going
starts to
up the stairs.
He starts to usher you all out of the room and into the second floor of the Redwyne Trading Company. He guides you up the staircase. It's a very lovely staircase, and navigates through the complexity of and the chaos of the construction happening on the first floor. And the landing at the top of the stairs is quite vast. It's very open, has incredibly tall ceilings that extend up to pristine glass skylights that take up much of the roof. From your vantage point on the landing, the full moon is starting to kind of slip between the clouds, casting long shadows over the very ornate wooden floors beneath you. The top of the stairs is flanked by more of those same floor-to-ceiling windows that you saw in the Great Hall. And you can actually look out to a wonderful view of the bay where white-capped waves kind of crash quietly on the other side of the glass, far away. And as you look below you, there's this red shingled roof that slopes down from where you stand, which you believe is over the patio or at least something else outside. As you start to take a look around at the second floor, there's still quite a bit of state of disrepair with things, but it's more kept than the first floor at the very least. There's still plenty of open crates of decor, paintings, little statues and busts, accoutrements that are scattered throughout the about the western side of the landing, including a rather small piano. But meanwhile, on the eastern side, it's much more clean and well maintained. Um, just off of the landing in front of you is a small wooden doorway. To the east, there's another door that's kind of swung open to a dark room. And adjacent to that open room is yet another very large door. Further down to the opposite side, where things are a bit more cluttered, there are a row of 4 doors, evenly spaced apart, and one of them, the closest to you, is set slightly ajar. And Newt kind of looks at you and says, "It's that one, right there." And he points to the open doorway on the eastern wall.
Sight check. He's telling the truth.
He really is.
I sort of go up behind Newt and I pat him on the back, and I'm like, "Well, get to going."
I go up to the piano and start plunking out notes.
You make a performance check.
Okay.
Dun, 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 dun.
I got a 1.
The piano, while perfectly tuned, sounds terrible in your hands as you kind of finger a few notes, and it comes out in almost like a screech that echoes through the empty landing. And on that note, Newt says, "Well, I'll take me leave then. Thank you for fixing me hand. Thank you for sparing my life. Branwen, I'll call upon you soon. Hope you understand." And he kind of ducks out down the stairs.
I can't remember.
Are we
Was Newt
gonna
hot?
let him go?
You do what you want with him.
I look at Dunk and Randy, and I'm sort of like,
Just consider that if he does want another chance with me, he can't turn us into the police.
Seems to
"Can't
me,
turn you into the police."
Oh yeah, that's fair. So I'm fine with letting him go.
yeah. If anything, he's the one being human trafficked in this scenario, you know?
He might actually be me.
Yeah.
All right. Oh wait,
Um,
Newt, before you leave, just one question.
He turns around on the stairs. "Yeah, what is it, mate?"
We got any more guards coming our way? Just wondering.
"Those are the 3 enforcers that I've dealt with. And you've always got the city watch, but morning crew usually comes in around dawn. Might want to have those
Wait.
bodies dealt with by then."
I actually do have another question for you, and it's completely unrelated to our relationship. Did you know a woman named Erica?
Ever heard of an Erica?
She wore this bracelet. I hold up the bracelet that we have from her.
Doesn't look familiar.
Okay, bye.
Cheers. He kind of ducks out.
I stand up from the piano. I kind of look at my friends and I say, "Yeah, you guys have fun. I'll go deal with the bodies, you know."
Oh yeah, that's fine with me.
What does that exactly mean? Just wondering.
Yeah, you know. And I
Nope,
walk
that's why I
downstairs.
asked.
All right. We'll return to you in a moment. Randy, Branwen, Willem, Dunk, what are you doing?
I would like to approach the door that Newt said was the office, and I would like to look for any signs of traps.
You can roll an investigation check. And I'm dropping you all in here on the thing now.
That is so good. Oh, +0, so 19.
Everything looks normal. It's a standard office. If you just give me one moment to get you all loaded up here into the thing. You're all very tiny for some reason.
We're just little guys.
Yeah.
We're just men.
Oh my god, we're so little.
Innocent
Yeah, I don't
men.
know why. It's the same scale as the one
We're
downstairs.
just normal men.
We're just normal men.
Okay, what is that from?
I don't even know.
I can't stop watching it though. It's
Oh.
like a lady that's like talking to a little puppet, and the puppet just goes, "We're just innocent men."
Normal men. And the woman is fucking losing her shit.
You just can't hold it together.
It looks good.
All
Or
right.
did you just watch it?
So you step into the first office on the other side of the door while Dunk, or rather Randy, goes downstairs. And as you step in, you're struck by the kind of opulence of even the first chamber. You get the sense that this is a foyer to the main office and not the entirety of it. There's a very simple looking desk right in front of you with a comfortable looking chair beyond it. But outside of that, the room is empty. Upon the desk is very neatly maintained, but there is a very large, like almost like a textbook sized book situated on the middle of the desk with a pen and quill next to it. And on the kind of leather plate on the book is GR in the initials.
Greg Redwyne. I'm gonna go.
And then on the I forgot to mention that there are two double doors with a heavy deadbolt that separate this office from what lies beyond.
Sorry.
Did you just watch Normal Men?
It's innocent men.
It's so good. Sorry.
Everyone
Together.
in the chat, look up which is
Oh, I put it in the chat.
Oh, you did good. I would like to
Let's see.
look at Willem. Hey bud, you good with locks?
Nope.
Cool. I'm gonna try to. Should I try to pick the lock? I don't have lock picking tools, but I would like to
You would
try
re-
with a little hairpin.
You would require a set of thieves' tools to pick the
Okay.
lock. If you have a bobby pin or a hairpin, you can certainly try,
I'm
but
a
it will
girl.
dramatically
You know I have one.
increase the DC.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
That's a 19.
After an enormous amount of fiddling and finickiness, you hear a faint as the deadbolt fluffs off and tumbles to the floor with a gentle crack, and the door's kind of like.
I look at Willem. Dead ass. I didn't think that was gonna work.
Nope, that's very impressive.
That's the
I'm
nicest thing
also
you've ever said to
fiddling
me.
around with the desk while she is doing this, investigating for evidence of crimes or secrets.
Make an investigation check.
Or drama. Oh my god, is there workplace drama in this notebook?
Yeah. Or I want to know about possible HR violations.
Oh my god, this
Mhm.
whole book is just an archive of our Ask a Manager.
17 on the investigation.
What did you get?
17.
You crack open the book and find very easily that it is a logbook of the various comings and goings of employees, visitors, or important people visiting Galen Redwyne, who is the proprietor of the Redwyne Trading Company. And as you kind of thumb through the pages, you find that visitors are spelled out with a first initial and then last name and the date of the visit.
I sort of hold the book up and I say, should we take this?
Can I look it over real quick? Anything that catches my fancy?
Make an investigation check.
13.
You get the sense that there's a couple of repeat visitors, and a couple of names catch your eye. You note a couple members of the town council, as well as Chief Bertram, who was there just the night before.
Oh,
The
Nolan,
same
or
night
Willem,
he fell.
indeed. Willem, if you are also looking through the pages, given your high investigation,
Yes.
you do notice one name that appears more than any other, um, and that is an S. Notch. And in recent weeks, they had visited almost daily or sometimes weekly, but they have not been there in the last 2 weeks.
The name S. Notch mean anything to you?
Notch?
no.
Notch.
He made Minecraft.
That's gonna make a Minecraft.
While Willem and
Nat20Hot
Branwen are looking at
Minecraft
this,
server.
how are you disposing of the bodies, Dunk? Branwen, nope. Randy,
Randy.
I got there in 3.
Got
Uh,
it.
When I reach the bottom of the stairs and I kind of walk into the room, I'm just taking swigs of my flask the whole time. I'm pretty fucked up by this point, and there's 3 bodies on the ground.
Yes.
How big is this fireplace in this room?
It's a pretty large fireplace.
Big enough for a body?
Maybe one.
Big enough for me.
Okay. I would like a Breaking Bad montage to play as I take all of the bodies. I put the smallest one in the fireplace and allow it to burn, and I take the other 2 and kind of hoist them out the window and toss them into the sea.
I will have you roll strength checks twice for both bodies to be carried down to the sea. It is a bit of a walk, and I will say that this does occupy some of your time to do this.
What song is playing in the background of this montage?
It's the Rolling Stones.
Stop me up.
The ye old Rolling Stones.
I do not roll well for these strength checks, but I am a very large man.
Yes, I will say that you're able to do it, but it takes you a great deal of time.
That's fine. I'm drunk.
And it does take a bit for you to work through it. Branwen and Willem, what are you pursuing in the office? And Dunk.
It's Beast of Burden. That's the song.
Beast of Burden.
Piece of bread.
Number 1, do I know the name S. Notch?
You do not.
Okay. And then what was I doing? Oh, yeah. I want to see if there's any traps on this door I just unlocked, and then if there's not traps, go in.
Well, you've already the door is already opened, so you're pretty well aware that there are no traps. But as you do step into the office, you find a very large corner space with similarly tall windows that you found in other rooms. There's a very sweeping view of the city of Westwatch at night. The room itself is adorned with rich, dark wood furnishings that exude air of luxury and sophistication. The walls are lined with bookshelves that are filled with leather-bound tomes, exotic artifacts from around the continent, and a few that even seem a bit familiar to you. A large, ornate desk dominates the far side of the room with a plush leather chair situated behind it. The desk, while piled high with papers, is noticeably devoid of clutter, which gives you the sense that Galen is a man who values organization, precision, and based on the looming portrait of him sitting over the mantelpiece, you get the sense that he is quite a handsome man as well.
Oh.
In fact, he is a 19.
Oh, shit.
The room has a very
earthy.
He's a very earthy aroma, leather and wood, punctuated by a very sweet scent of flowers, as there's a vase situated on a table in front of the fireplace. The decor is incredibly opulent. There's gold and silver and Art Deco accents that catch the light coming off of the moon and kind of glitter throughout the room, even in this late hour. The floor beneath you is covered with a plush, deep blue carpet that muffles your footsteps as you enter.
I'm gonna make my way to the desk, but as I do that, can I just take a look at the A vibes artifact?
Indeed, you may. You get a sense of a few of them. They're all like very mechanical in nature. There's a few like kind of like gyros and gears that seem to float and flitter without any sort of mechanism. Like they are inherently magic as you kind of look at them perched on the shelves. Like there's one that like shows a small brass ball with a number of rotating spirals around it as though it were a cosmos, and it kind of floats around freely. Another, there is a jar, a glass jar, with what resembles a fairy. It's like a live fairy inside of it that kind of flutters around, but upon close inspection is just a little bit of a. Sorry, I got a notification for something. Just a little like winged, almost
Like
like
a
a
little clockwork
automaton,
thing?
almost like exactly like a little clockwork toy.
My sister had one of those toys when she was little.
Great.
Classic Jar Fairy.
Yeah, Brandon was 2 seconds away from burning down this whole fucking building. Okay, no, it's fine. All right, I'll go to the desk.
Means it's a desk. What would you like to
Anything on
look
it?
for? Roll a perception check.
Secret compartments. Secret paper. What am I rolling? Perception or investigation?
Investigation, if you'd like to look for secret compartments.
That is a 15 for secret compartments.
Okay. Well, as you kind of feel around on the desk, you note no particular, like, secret compartment outside of drawers, which you are free to open. But as you kind of thumb through the different papers and books on the desk, you find a copy of the like a handful of pieces of paper, and as you kind of thumb through them, a folded one kind of flitters out and rolls across the desk. It's a folded piece of parchment, and the wax seal broken. And upon inspection, it might resemble a holly leaf. You can't be certain. Dunk, what are you doing?
I am going to post up by the windows and keep an eye out for like guards. Can I see Randy like dragging the
You
body?
can see Randy as he kind of makes his way to and fro from the trading post carrying bodies. But outside that, the streets are empty. You get the sense that based on where the moon is in the sky, it is quite late at night, like well past midnight.
Okay.
Willem, what are you looking for?
Any reason why this room was behind lock and key? So I guess I will investigate bookshelves. Is there anything of note?
Roll an investigation check.
12.
As you kind of look around, all the books seem very benign and normal for someone in the trading line of work to have. You do, as you make your way along the bookshelves, kind of stumble upon a lectern that's situated by the desk where Branwen is thumbing through the papers, and it's open to like a current page where writing like things were written on very recently. Like they're all dated, very similar to the logbook that you found in the front, but it's all numbers. And like kind of descriptions of funds being moved, and you get the sense that this is like the financier's logbook, kind of like the balance sheet of his organization. But it occupies a large space in the room, like it's a bit hard to miss. Your perception at this point is that this is locked because it's Redwyne's office.
Is there anything else with the holly leaf paper?
No, are you opening it?
Yes.
Okay. You open the piece of parchment, and if you'll all go to the Discord for a moment.
Ooh,
Ooh.
it's spooky.
Just a moment.
It's a drawing of that S.
Oh, the cool ass.
Oh, beans.
Yes,
Oh,
it's the
beans on
cool
toast.
S. Ignore
Oh.
the spelling
Oh,
mistakes.
beans. Ignore the
But
spelling mistakes?
what you find is a letter, and I will also paste the copy into Discord as well. What you find is a letter that, upon initial inspection, just looks very much like gibberish to you. There are a lot of different words that seem to make no sense and present no value. It's just a jumbling of letters. But there are a set of initials that give you a sense of like kind of who this is coming from or who it is to. The beginning of the letter begins with an GR, comma, and it is signed HD.
Cryptic.
Where's the GR? Wait, what?
Actually, it
is
says
just like-
Galen.
Yes.
It says Galen. And then it is signed HD.
HD, does that ring any bells in my old dome?
Does not.
So, yeah.
You
Willem
son
is
of a
not the
bitch.
smartest fellow, but he can tell this is probably, it's an encrypted message.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to solve this, or are our characters supposed to solve it?
I don't know.
Does this
Depends
look
on what
like
you
a
wanna glean.
language that I know? Or a code? Do I get a sense of that?
It's pretty clear that this is English, or common rather, and it just makes no sense.
So it's like a
Okay.
code.
Indeed.
Mm.
Are you checking any drawers? Are you thumbing through the logbook? What else are you doing? Or are you just kind of staring at this letter?
I think Branwyn's gonna go all in on this if Willem wants to continue on with everything else.
Yeah. Are there like any books on the bookshelf that like stand out?
You can make a perception check, but they just based on what other folks have been doing, they all look much like books. And there is still the kind of the lectern with the large book of finance logs.
Are there any letters highlighted in the lectern's book?
Not that you can see.
And if I flip to it, does it have a title?
Like you're flipping to the front page.
I'm gonna sort of stick my hand in the middle and flip to the front, and like, does the front of the book have a title on it, or front page, back
It
page?
says Redwyne Trading Company finance log. By this point, Randy, I will say that you have completed your exercises. What are you up to?
I will join my friends.
All right. You make your way upstairs and into the office where they are all kind of poring over different parts of the room.
I guess I'll just well, that's done. So you're welcome.
Thanks, pal.
What are you looking at there?
We got us a little some sort of cipher or cryptic note here, and I show him the page.
Oh no shit. I start looking at it and I sit down and start furiously writing.
It's gonna be so exciting for these viewers.
Are any of you else looking at anything else in the room?
Yeah, I'm going to perceive the vibes of this room and see if there's anything that I should be noticing that we haven't checked out yet.
Roll a perception check.
21.
There are a lot of unopened drawers in that desk.
I sort of go, Branwyn, I
What?
thought you were checking the desk, the drawers. Is there anything in there? And I start opening drawers.
I'm just focused on this so hard.
You open a lot of drawers, and given your very high perception, as you kind of like yank open one next to you, the kind of the right side desk drawer, you hear a faint like click as you yank the drawer out, almost like a wood kind of shuddering, as it almost as though the drawer were loose.
I pull the drawer out.
As you pull the drawer out, you find a compartment in the back, in which is a book.
I grab the book and open it.
Inside the book, which is titled "On the Backs of Fae: A Tale of Yusan," there's a little footnote, like kind of like a bookmark, like a earmark in the book on chapter 4.
I turn
What?
to chapter 4. I said, little old doggy ear.
Chapter 4 is entitled "Great Beginnings," and reading through it, it tells the stories of some folklore of Yusan, but beyond that, it feels pretty benign to you. Like the chapter itself doesn't give any indication.
What are you looking at, bud?
4. I go over to the lectern. Is there any significance with the number 4 in the finance book or in any of perhaps the drawers in Galen's desk?
If you're thumbing through the lectern, it is filled. It's a very hefty tome. Like there's pages upon pages from years of activity. If you're thumbing back towards the beginning, you get the sense that Redwyne has actually not been that accomplished of an investor, especially early on. He had a tremendous amount of losses. Make an investigation check again. With advantage, as you know what you're looking for.
All right, good, because I didn't roll well on the first one. The second one's okay. That would be a 17.
About 2 years ago in the logbooks, you see the initials HD popping up quite a bit with deposits into Redwyne Trading Company of significant amounts. And since then, his luck has really turned. Like you see greater wins and better returns in the past 2 years than anything else. And as you thumb back to the very front of the book, you'll find that the initial starting balance was 34 gold.
I sort of scratch my chin and I say, well, HD is making a lot of deposits in the company. HD is the initials on the end of this here letter, so I believe there's a connection here. But I can't quite work out where this 34 gold, how that may or may not be significant. I'm going to turn to chapter 3 in the Fae book.
It is just another chapter in the book entitled "Before the Great Beginnings." And you get the sense that this book has never been read, but that chapter 4, like the page that chapter 4 begins on, is frequented.
What page is chapter 4 beginning on?
34.
What does it mean?
It could be the answer to this. I think this is a code and something. It might be an answer to the code, but I don't know how. What's 26 minus 34? I think I'm going in too deep.
That would be 8.
Chapter 4 is like the biggest, like there's like the number 4 very large on the piece of paper on chapter 4. Like it takes up a lot of space.
so hard. I'm getting nothing out of it.
Randy, Dunk,
Yeah.
what you up to?
I've not stopped looking at the sheet, and I have like 4 different notepads out, and I'm just like copying, and it looks like I'm doing real bad, guys.
Each of you can make straight knowledge checks, intelligence checks.
Oh, okay.
9.
3.
No.
We got the idiots working on this.
4.
6.
You have literally no idea.
Let's see.
As an aside, this is very frustrating because Nolan has solved this.
You did?
Yes.
And Randy can solve it.
That means Will can solve it.
Oh no, Nolan has solved it.
Yeah, so tell us.
It means Willem can solve it.
Well, Nolan had some help from the internet.
Oh,
Oh.
dick.
Shouldn't have said that.
I'm not going to be dishonest with you.
Yes, Dunk.
So, sorry, I had to step away to take the dogs out. But so we know that it's somehow connected to this book, right? Do like the
Specifically,
first...
chapter 4.
Okay, chapter 4. Does it have something to do with like
How stupid are we, Nolan?
the first letters?
What,
of
Stephanie?
How stupid are we?
What?
How easy is this puzzle?
Oh, I mean, if you have an algorithm helping you, it's very easy.
This is a bitch.
Can you tell me if am I not supposed to be like decoding this?
There is an answer to the code.
Because I'm about
It
3
has been
letters
given.
in.
No, wait, give me like 3 seconds.
Give me like 2 hours. I got this. Don't worry, guys. I'm having fun.
I think I was just doing something stupid.
I'm sure there's an
Yeah,
easy...
no, okay, I got it. Give me a second. I was going the wrong way.
Oh, I'm fucking stupid. I know what this is.
What is it?
Okay. Every letter is like 4 away from the correct letter.
I was
That's what I'm thinking.
I was stuck going forward, and I didn't even think about going backward for the longest time. Oh, son of a bee.
We'll say you have deduced it,
Yes.
and so I will give you the answer.
Okay.
I was like, what is G, W, whatever?
Chris,
I
can
would
can I give them the answer?
You
Yes.
can, Willem.
Okay.
We'll say that
Willem's not gonna do it.
we'll say that one of us figured out the key, and then we're all just furiously scribbling.
I just want to say that what I was doing is looking at the M and being like, that's a capital M, so that's probably an I. So M's equals I, and then I was
That's what I started to do.
I's. Fucking.
As you decode and decipher the letter before you, it reads off as follows. Galen, your incompetence knows no bounds. The centerpiece, the culmination of our joint endeavors, remains nothing more than a distant dream. I can no longer stand idly by as you squander the opportunities I have provided. You are but a puppet in this grand game, Galen. Deliver the centerpiece with utmost haste, or the next face you see from us won't be so pretty. Your days of playing merchant are numbered. HD.
A grand conspiracy.
Hey, Willem, did you see anything about a centerpiece?
I
Like a
mean,
big shipment?
the
shipment?
ledger did not have, as far as I recall, items that were shipped in a manifest. It had visitors, and then there was a separate book which had the amounts of financial transactions. Is there a recent large transaction for HD?
Not recent, no. But as you look through the book more, not only do you see many transactions, especially early on from HD, but you do see a lot of notations of shipments and deliveries to and from Katahdin, which you would recognize as the dwarven fortress on the western side of the continent.
Interesting.
Do I see anything about like the stuff going on in the woods? Like any references to groups there?
Not the slightest.
Do we know anyone named DZ?
These Z nuts.
DZ nuts.
I'm thinking maybe that the initials were that too, but maybe not.
No, so far you've seen an HD
Oh, right.
and another one from the logbook.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait. What was I doing? Sorry, I'm breaking.
What are we waiting for?
This was our brain holes to catch up.
What? Oh.
Did you have a question?
Me?
Yes.
No.
You said wait.
I thought I was onto something, but I wasn't.
Okay. Are you doing anything else in the office? Or are you exploring elsewhere in the building?
Wait a second. I leave the room. I go downstairs.
Where are you off to, Randy?
I'd like to investigate the large thing in the center of the room downstairs.
Oh yeah.
In the center.
You require no investigation or perception. It's very clearly right in front of you. There's a great glass display case that's kind of built into the floor of the grand entryway, which is inlaid with gemstones and rubies and sapphires and many opulent stones that appear to be like they're displayed in such a way that it makes it look as though they're still in the earth and waiting to be mined out. Knowing what you know, it does feel like there's some space missing, like an empty spot in this display that awaits something.
What shape is it?
Circular.
Oh. This shit circles.
Is there anything in the office that would fit in that spot?
It's very large.
Oh.
About a foot and a half across.
A basketball. I go through the desk one last time. Is there anything else that might pertain to the Holly Leaf and the grand conspiracy of or anything relating to the Winter Court?
No, most of what you find are business contracts and deals of such. You find a couple of like complaints from other tenants, like requests for things, like support in their own merchant endeavors. There's like complaints of two feuding merchants. There's complaints of people awaiting shipments. There is one notation that the local blacksmith is petitioning for additional support shipping adamantium from the Katahdin mines. That it's been very challenging getting things from them as of late, and is willing to pay triple the price for things from Katahdin. But beyond that, you find little that kind of piques your fancy outside of like general business documents.
All right, Willem. I'm thinking that we just leave this place as it was, pretty much, except I will take the ledger, and I will start to just subtly fudge some of the numbers. Like, when, like, there's the report card, and it's like a D or something, so they make it into a B before they give it to their parents.
Sure.
I'm just gonna start doing that, so like a 1 becomes like a 4 and stuff
I've
like
been a
that. I'm just gonna fuck with the numbers in the ledger.
I'm going
Okay.
to turn to Randy and say, could you copy down the contents of this note just so we don't lose it? And I'm going to put everything back as it was, as Branwyn suggested.
Are you doing anything else in this office, the foyer, or investigating any of the other places in this building?
Is
I'm
there
gonna
anything worth
leave.
stealing?
Oh, there's tons of stuff in here that you assume is valuable.
Is there like a loose floorboard or something somewhere? Not like a small
No.
compartment, or just like a loose, or like a small compartment behind, or like a small space behind a desk or something that never gets moved.
Not in here that you can tell.
Is there just something small? Something where I could hide something small that probably wouldn't get found unless you were. And that.
Such as
they
a
just wouldn't get
jar
found.
with a clockwork contraption in it.
What I want. Okay, so I don't think you know what I want to do, so I will tell you what I want to do. I want to just take a small piece of like fruit and just hide it in this room.
A small
You
piece
could
of
certainly tuck it behind some books.
Yeah, I do that.
Okay, you do.
Under the assumption that it will rot and make a smell. I'm really annoyed.
We should leave
Dunk.
one of Willem's teeth here.
Oh shit! Wait.
That's smart as fuck.
That, my friend, only lasts for a day.
Oh.
Or
Medium smart.
until...
Hey,
Actually, hold on. I believe it's until we take a
full-
rest.
That's a full day of tooth time.
Yeah.
Full day of tooth time there.
As long as I'm within 10 miles of the token, I can enter a trance and see and hear everything that's going on. Once I create a token using this feature, you cannot do so again until a long rest, at which point my missing part regrows.
Wait, so I could just take the tooth that you put on me and put it in here?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Here's your tooth back.
Which would give you until tomorrow
Whatever you
night.
want.
Where's a good place for the tooth? I'll snuggle it on the bookshelf somewhere, but like in a way where you can get a good view of the desk and everything.
Okay. Yeah. I'll say that you kind of tuck it behind a corner of the bookshelf.
I give my
away
tooth
from
sight,
away
but-
from the fruit, so they don't find the fruit.
I give my
Because
tooth
if they
a
eventually
little
find the
kiss
fruit,
before I leave.
You give the tooth a kiss?
Yes.
Okay,
Well, that's very
that's
sweet.
normal.
Right. Checking anything else out while you're here?
This space in the floor. I'm gonna keep looking at it. Is it
Mhm.
is it strictly orbular in nature?
What? Ask that question another way.
What is the shape of this? Is it distinct? Is it just orb or
The display case itself is circular. The display within it is made to look very natural. So it's like uneven and cut stone. It has gems kind of sticking out at odd angles. And the centerpiece itself, like where the circle is open and like awaiting something.
right?
And it is circular, but there are some angles to it as well.
Okay. Can I study this and like really get a vibe for like how this object might look in real life? At least the shape.
Roll a nature check.
Nine.
You get the sense that it's going to be natural in nature, to fit in with like these other pieces.
I want to try casting locate object with like the knowledge of the indent.
It is hard to say.
The way it's described makes it seem like I really shouldn't be able to do that, the spell.
Yeah.
But I want to do it anyway.
I would say you can
And I'll ask
cast it,
you
but
to
it'll
DM.
give you no seamless. It'll give you no information that you don't already know.
Okay. Never mind. I'm good.
Anything else from the rest of you? Checking out any other rooms?
I mean, we got time, yeah?
It's getting late in the morning, or in the evening rather, like where it is like close to 4, maybe 3:30 a.m.
It's also close to 10.
It is. So we can pause here on the second floor of the Redwyne Trading Company. And we thank all who tuned in. And really a great night for Nat20Hot. I believe we got a couple of donations, a couple new subscribers,
Wait, for real?
and our peak viewership of all time.
Hey.
So very grateful for everyone who came in, and we hope to see you next time on Nat20Hot, which will be in about 2 weeks.
What's that?
Thank
peak
you all for
viewership
tuning
number?
in.
What?
What?
What's that peak viewership number?
It's like 16 at one point, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Wait,
I think so.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Let's
God.
get it up there.
Let's get
Nat20
it up
Hot,
there.
Twitch affiliates.
That's right.
Get it to 20.
Actually, this is a great. I need to perfect our sign off, which is that you can follow us on socials on Instagram at Nat20Hot, or you can watch all the episodes after the fact at youtube.com/@Nat20Hot, or you can visit our new website, www.nat20hot.com, where you can watch all the latest episodes, follow our stream, and read blog posts from the team here at Nat20Hot. Super grateful for you all for following along, and subscribe to the Twitch channel, subscribe to the newsletter,